So as you know, I am running for United States Senate, running against Claire McCaskill and whoever the Republicans will send. We're presuming Josh Hawley, but who knows? We don't know what's going to happen there. But this has been a crazy year, and it started out because we were wondering, speaking of Josh Hawley, you also have Austin Peterson, we were wondering, what's Austin going to do this year? And so I know that Ben Brixey, Steve Leck, Chris Burrows, they all were talking to me, and kind of my, what do you call it, a committee for figuring out if you're going to do it, whatever the technical name is for that. And so we were talking about it, and they were encouraging me, and I was a little on the fence about it and just kept pushing and pushing, and I finally decided this is the right thing to do, run for United States Senate. So that is what we're doing. But here's some stats that I just saw this month in a poll from the public policy polling of 37% Democrats, 34% Republican, 29% Independents. Pretty much the poll was asking between Claire McCaskill and Josh Hawley. That was the only options that they received in this poll. So it's pretty much a two-party race, two-person race. And in the poll, only 28% of voters in the state said that they want a senator who's loyal to Donald Trump and wants to promote his agenda. Only 28% want someone, and in this case would be Josh Hawley. Only 28% want somebody that's going to be like him. And then they said 64% said they would prefer someone who's an independent. They actually used the word independent. They didn't say Claire McCaskill or a Democrat or anything like that. They said independent and someone who will put Missouri first, and with 8% not sure. And then in another question on that poll, only 44% of voters had a favorable opinion of Claire McCaskill. Only 44%. And 44% unfavorable, and 12% not sure. So I took the number of 64% who said they don't want someone that's with Trump and subtracted the 44% that said they like McCaskill, and you come up with 20% that are still looking for an independent or someone else to run for Senate. And then you take the 8%, the 12% that said they're not sure, you got 28% to 32% potential voters. 28% matches the 28% that want Donald Trump. So, I mean, there is an opportunity, I think, right now, just like we saw in 2016. Everybody's upset about the two-party system. Same thing's going in Missouri right now in the Senate, especially because Trump, he's really helping with that. So thank you, Donald Trump, for making this situation for me of a potential opportunity for something to happen. So I think we have an opportunity right now to do something for Libertarian, for the Liberty Movement, and like that. So I just want to talk about my why I'm running for United States Senate. And the Jackson County folk, they've already experienced part of this talk and this slideshow. But why am I running for Senate? Is it just because of those numbers, or because I just want to get up there and be all cool and get in the Senate and, you know, be able to say, hey, I'm a senator? Why am I running for Senate? I think the most important thing about your why is your why should make you cry. Your why should make you cry. And I'm going to say that some of these things, depending on how it is, gets me emotional. And Ned and all those that were there in Jackson, they know I got a little emotional when we were going through some of these things. So your why, the reason why you do something, should make you cry. And so this is my why right here, my first why. This is my nieces. My nephew, got a new nephew. He's not pictured because he was just born just a couple of months ago. So I got two nieces, two nephews. We're right there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right in front of the Liberty Bell. Good place to be, good place to take a picture with children. But I would say that is my number one why, my nieces and nephew, my why for running for Senate. Because during the 2016 election, when we had everything with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, during that time period, my brother and his family had to live with me here in Springfield. They moved from Pennsylvania temporarily, and we're here. So I got to experience life with my nieces and my nephew while the whole world was in turmoil with the election going on, you know. And I began to see, how does politics, how does things going on in the world affect the situation in the lives of children? How do you explain to them all these things that are happening, all the words that some people say, you know, talking about some countries being an outhouse? How do you explain to these children what's going on? And so my why is I began to think about my nieces and nephew. What kind of future in this country do they have? What kind of future do they have to look forward to? Think about Social Security. You know, it's questionable whether or not Social Security is going to be available for me when I retire. But I'm pretty sure that Social Security is not going to be there for them when they retire. What about our monetary system? About this monopoly money that the Federal Reserve keeps printing, that in a few years is going to be worth nothing. The economy is going to go to pot, and do they have a future? No. And so my why is I'm running because I believe I'm a good uncle. I'm trying to be, you know, Bernie Sanders, what was he, the grandpa? He was everybody's grandpa. Well, I'm going to try to be the good uncle to all the children of America to make sure that they have a future that they can look forward to. So my why is those kids right there. My why is for the children of America that I'm running so that they can have a future. The second reason is to take the power back. Take back the power. When I was in high school, I learned in U.S. history about the Constitution, about the 10th Amendment, about how the federal government was never made to be huge, never made to be all controlling. The federal government was supposed to have limited power, and the power was supposed to take place from the grassroots and come up. The power was supposed to come from the people up to those in elected positions. And so when I realized that and saw how our government and our country was being run, I realized in high school that we got to get the power back to the people. And I said, if I ever get a chance to run and to do something at a federal level, I will do that, to try to take back the power for the people. Because the 10th Amendment says that all responsibilities that are not listed within the Constitution, they belong to the states, but ultimately they belong to the people. And so I want to go and tell Congress that they got to stop doing things that are not in the Constitution. We got to reverse some of these things that they have done that are not in the Constitution. And we can start and give the power back to the states, but ultimately give the power back to the people. So I'm running to take back the power. There was a second thing I learned in U.S. history when I was in high school. I began to read through history, began to see the narrative of United States history and see the beauty early on of immigrants coming to America. And you know what? Donald Trump and everyone said, make America great again. What made America great? Immigration. People coming and mixing together in the great mixing pot, the great boiling pot, and coming together to make America great. Irish immigrants, immigrants from all over coming, being the backbone of America. Immigration is what made America great. And I truly believe that. And then I began to see, as we went through the narrative of history, that we started to put quotas on who could come here from different countries. And I began to realize as I saw those numbers that there were certain people that we did not want to come to America. There were certain races, certain religions that we no longer wanted to allow to come to America. And it's kind of like that today. We want people from Norway, but we don't want people from Haiti or Nigeria. There's that idea even today that we don't want certain people here. And so I'm running because I believe what makes America great is people coming and working together to make this society even better than it is. People from all over the world. I believe that we need to let people come to America. So we need to work on immigration and make it freer, make it more open so that people can come to America and have a chance, because there is awesome people in Haiti that are just as awesome as people in Norway who can come and give something to America. Lady right here, you're an awesome person coming and giving to America and making this place great. Let's make America great again through immigration. And this is a very important one to me as well. You see these children, these young ladies up here, they're from Afghanistan. This young man, he's from Syria. And you know what? I'm one of those libertarians that actually believes in the non-aggression principle. I actually believe that the only time that we as a country should be aggressing on someone else is when they're aggressing on us. And we have no business going over and bombing little children like this. We have no business going over and killing little kids in the name of our own defense, in the name of our own protection, in the name of our own safety. It is not right. We have no right to go and kill people for ourselves. And so I'm running for these kids all over the world. We got to stop it. So I'm running to pull us back and to stop it. Because you know what? It's not only killing them, it's our killing our own boys and girls, our own children that we're putting into the army, that they believe in their mind that they're doing something to protect America, but they're going out there and losing a leg. They're going out there being killed in the name of America, in the name of safety, when it has nothing to do with our safety. So I'm running for those kids right there and kids here in America. Now, out there on the table, we got the Declaration of Independence. And this Declaration of Independence, what does it say? And I'm running for what it says, because the Declaration says that all men. What does that mean? That means all, everyone, all over the world. It wasn't just talking about people that lived in the colonies. They realized that it was important that all are created equal. They realized it doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your opinions. It doesn't matter your social standing. It doesn't matter your economic class. All are created equal. And I believe that all have the God-given right of life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. That is why I'm running, because I believe in an America, as Dr. King has said, where little boys and little girls of blacks and whites can join hands and walk down the street together and be friends, be brothers and sisters the way we were made to be. I'm running because I believe that all are created equal. So that's why I'm running for Senate. Is that enough reasons? So as I go up there, if I go up there, hopefully we go up there, there's like 100 people up there, and I'd be one out of 100. And they're pretty much split. So you ask, what can you do? What can you do to change things? Well, I believe it's like being a candle, because it's the message. We can make a change by being the message, the light. When you take a big gymnasium that is pitch black, or a cave, if you're out going into caverns, if it's pitch black, you can take a small candle, and that candle, that light will pierce the darkness. And that light can be seen throughout the cave, throughout the cavern, throughout the gymnasium. And I believe that when we take this message, even one person with a little light, with the message of freedom, the message of liberty, can begin to make a change, and that light can begin to shine into the darkest places of our country and can make a change. But you know what? It's not just about me. I'm not the only one. Each and every person here is a candle. Each and every person here is a light. And as you go and spread the message, not only light yourself, you begin to light one other person and another person. And the light and the message begins to spread. You know, there was a Rasmussen poll that said over 50% has said they have voted for an independent candidate. Can you imagine if we just keep lighting those candles and spreading that message? Eventually that over 50% will come together, and we can have a change in America. We can have liberty. We can have freedom in America. So I ask you today to be one of these candles, because it's not just me. It's all about everyone. So be one of these candles. Join the team. Join the campaign. You can talk to me. Talk to Chris Burrows. If you're in Kansas City, you can talk to Ned, and he'll get you in touch with us. And we can do something. We can canvass, we can call, but we're going to make a change. If we don't win it, that's okay, because they're going to know we were here, and they're going to see the light in the darkness. And so as Dr. King said, let freedom ring, because that is my message. As we take that candle into the darkness, let freedom ring. Thank you very much.